I was drowning in debt. And finally I was so much in debt, the creditors were after me.
I confronted my husband and I asked him what's going on. He told me that we were 1.2 million rupees in debt.
We were very religious. We were Hindus. We've been Hindus all our life.
My husband told me that he had gone from temple to temple and he had been praying to our gods and that there was absolutely no help. I didn't know what to do, and I just screamed out to my husband, what are we going to do? And his reply was that we were going to commit suicide. He felt in his heart there was no other way for us except to end our lives.
That was the only solution that I could think of. There was no other way.
I felt my husband was probably right. There was no other way.
And I told her that when I came home that evening, that I would bring poison, and then we will never have to face this death again.
The news hit me so hard. The TV was on in our home, and I wasn't paying attention to it, but all of a sudden I heard man talking about that there was a family who was in debt, and that God had a miracle for this family if they would give their lives to Jesus Christ. When my husband came home from work, I told him about it. So I just asked him if he would just watch the program with me the next day on television.
She was convinced that there is something wonderful that's about to happen.
So the next morning, we sat down and we began to watch the program, and this man on the television said the exact same thing that he had said the day before.
The man said, there's a family there that's planning to commit suicide because of tremendous financial debt, and that if we will just pray to this God he was speaking about, then we will have a change and a difference. And so we invited Jesus Christ to come into our heart.
When we were done praying to Jesus, we felt totally different. When we had prayed to our Hindu gods, we never felt that way. We never felt hope in our hearts. But when we prayed to Jesus, we felt real hope that God was going to give us a miracle, that we wouldn't have to die. When we looked around the room, we knew right away that all of those Hindu gods had to get out of our house. We didn't want them near us anymore.
We took all these idols and pictures that we had. My wife and I stood there. We took these idols and we cast them into the water, never ever to see them again.
It just felt like we were free. God did give us a miracle. We found that when we trusted in Jesus, he helped us to clear our debts. We had amazing things happen in our family that helped us to be able to pay off the debts.
Almost all of our 1.2 million rupee debt is almost over. We never thought we would live to see it, but it's happening.
We just love Jesus. We've been baptized, and our lives are just totally different.
Exactly like the man on the TV said, that Jesus Christ would help us if we would give our lives to him. And that has become true in our lives now.
We're free. We're living a new life with Jesus. God is so good. He really did give us a miracle.